Hello, everyone, and thank you again for joining us for yet another session of Soundclash the Clampdown. This is going to be a lot of fun this evening. Um, no intro this evening, unfortunately, but there will be a new intro coming soon, and look out for that uh, sometime between our next few sessions. Um, but tonight, we're going to get into follow up shenanigans from where we left off in our last session. I'm very excited to get back into the flow of things. Um, I have some weird stuff planned this evening, but before we get into the actual game, the usual housekeeping notes. You can support this channel, twitch.tv/ArvanElron, in multiple different ways, and you can access all of those ways through commands that are available in the chat. And I will just type a thing very quickly. Exclamation point ArvTube gives you access to the YouTube channel where you can find VODs of this and other streams that have taken place on this channel. I do very much hope that you dig into some of those things, because I'm in some of those things and it's very cool. Um, exclamation point ARV tweets will give you a link to Gregory Wilson's Twitter account, where you can not only get updates about things that are going to happen in this channel, but generally get an opportunity to see what happens in the mind of the ever thoughtful and ever erudite Gregory A. Wilson, otherwise known as Arvan Elleron. Apparently today a sports thing is happening, some sports ballness is taking place somewhere. I have no idea what it is, but Greg seems happily and intensely engaged in that. So if you want to hear sports thoughts for the rest of the evening, definitely check that out. But also, Greg is cool, and you should kind of be following Greg on Twitter. Exclamation point Arvtreon will give you access to the Patreon channel, your support of which continues to make it possible for cool things like Soundclash the Clampdown to happen on this channel. I am very grateful for the support that the Patreon gives, not only for us to be able to have this stream on this channel, but allows me to have the computer that allows me to do the stream in the first place, which I'm still very, very, very thankful for. When you support the Patreon, you are also encouraging more cool things like this to happen. And I have it on good authority that Arv has some very cool things planned for 2022 that would really benefit from your support as a result. Exclamation point Arv Shop will give you access to the merch store, which presently has Infinity and Beyond merch if you're interested in repping that actual play stream on this channel. One of these days we're going to put some other cool stuff there. Wink wink nudge nudge. I keep saying that, but it will happen. And exclamation point Arv Cord will give you access to the Discord channel, where you can meet all the lovely people in this community, some of which are in chat right now, and I'm very glad that you are joining us this evening. I'm missing several notes because today has been actually kind of hectic. I will admit, today is a very mentally intense moment for me, because tomorrow I will be very busy because it's my mother's birthday. So you can wish my mother happy birthday in the chat, even though she won't see it. But I'm very excited to spend some quality time with my mother, and I wanted to make sure that I did some cool stuff as soon as possible, so on Monday I will be very free. But yes, among other housekeeping notes, so I don't forget, exclamation point BLM will give you information about the Black Lives Matter movement. This channel still asserts and affirms the value of Black lives in the United States and everywhere in the world. It's kind of important to not only learn more about the issues that affect the lives of Black people in the world, but learn ways in which you can actually contribute to making those situations, those lived experiences, better for those people. So please definitely check those resources out, not only for the purposes of educating yourself, but finding ways that you can contribute to making the world a better place. And exclamation point help now Um, it is very important for you to be able to reach out to those around you when you need help, and reach out to those around you when they need help. Again, I've been very intensely overworked for the last few weeks for other reasons as well, and it has been particularly important for me to keep those things in mind as well. So if you need resources that help you better understand the situation that you or someone else who might be struggling right now is in, definitely check that out as well. Exclamation point help now. Um, there are other things that I will point out in the future, including a thing that I will be doing later this week. But I will mention all of those things later this evening because I just want to say hello to all of these lovely people in chat and have them meet all of these lovely people who I am going to play this game with. So I'm just going to join their chat and obviously interrupt whatever life-changing conversation they were presently having. I don't know what like grand societal problem they had just solved. I just barged in weirdly. As I move over here. Ta-da! And let me just make sure first and foremost that audio is working because it seems like audio is not working. Desktop, what are you doing? Do I need to add a thing? Oh god. Can you hear us? Because OBS is telling me that it cannot hear everyone else, and I'm freaking out. OBS has been giving me a hard time all day. Aha, right. I'm like, what on earth is happening? Okay. I need to figure out a thing. Give me one moment. I'm going to oh good. Oh god. I'm so sorry.
Welcome to Soundclash, the Clampdown.
Aha. Please tell me that this is working. Oh god. Is that someone imitating an automaton or is that a real automaton? Because I'm confident one of you actually owns one.
No, that was just the magic of Foley.
Oh lord. I'm so sorry. Now the audio is here. I have no idea what the hell just happened.
I mean, I am Canadian. All I need is to be in South Park, and I can basically be an automaton. Or whatever it's
lord.
called.
Oh god.
Really... Have you ever seen that, like, Terrence and Philip were Canadian in South Park, and they both talked like their heads were not attached to the rest of their bodies?
You have unlocked a memory that I didn't realize I had. Like, that is...
I have...
Oh, wow, that is what?
I have no relationship. No part of my brain has been reserved for South Park, so I'm just gonna trust you. But before we get sidetracked anymore with like that discovery, I'll ask all of these lovely people who we are about to play with to please introduce yourself to all of the lovely folks in chat, starting with Victor.
Hello, chat. I don't know why I thought that was funny. My name is Victor. I use he and they pronouns, and I play Ava Pearl, the beat.
Thank you. Next, Amber. You were coming in kind of soft there.
Oh no. Is any better?
Yes.
Cool. Hello. Let me say that one more time. Hi, I'm Alreras. I am determined that I'm going to crack the melody.
Aha, thank you. Next, Katie.
Hello, everybody. My name's Katie Chin, and I'm playing River Song, the Rhythm, a heart not captured since her friend got raptured. Today's theme of the day, What would Brian Boitano do? Thank you.
Oh my, what? Okay, wow. Thank you. And last but definitely not least, Iori.
Iori Kusano, they, them. I am playing Alice Ishikawa, the other Melody, she, her pronouns.
Nice. So when last we left off on our last episode of Soundclash the Clampdown, all of these lovely folks hadn't seen each other in quite well. 3 of the 4 of these people had not seen each other in quite some time, since their good friend Oliver Hoshizora had an incident, and is now wherever the frequency belongs, having a grand old time experiencing whatever is to be experienced in what is essentially heaven. The crew was just kind of struggling to come together and had found their own way to cope in those with that very peculiar kind of loss. Ava like dove headfirst into activist work and was affecting a lot of change as a result. Nakmat dove headfirst into research and had just discovered some potentially really interesting things about the nature of the noise. River had had a brief moment of family time that was very warm and potentially inspiring, but don't eat that peach cobbler. And Alice Ishikawa, who is new to Sonata 6, had just like gotten an opportunity to get used to the place, went out for some coffee the day afterward, and had a strange incident in a coffee shop where it became infinitely obvious that everybody in this coffee shop is definitely an idol nerd. Had a brief altercation with someone of some level of authority who we didn't get any information about further, and then left for a park nearby in order to relax and calm back down, and had not noticed at that point in time that a noise anomaly had opened nearby in the park and is doing some weird shit. At which point, Ace Fan had very eagerly messaged our 3 other friends to let them know, hey, something's going down, and maybe you want to do something about it before someone gets hurt. So we're going to cut immediately to that moment in particular of Ace Fan very eagerly messaging Ava, Nakmat, and River to let you all know, hey, do you know who Alice Ishikawa is? Because you kind of need to check on Alice Ishikawa very quickly. At that point in time, no one had seen their phones yet. I want to know who's the first person to see this message then. Not Ava, definitely. Okay, cool.
I guess that can be me.
Okay. So you see. In fact, give me a 1d6 roll.
Nothing ever goes wrong with
Yeah, I'm sure.
that number is a 4. Potentially means 4 perfectly wonderful things happen.
Okay, 4 is fine. I essentially wanted the fortune roll to tell me, do you see these messages after Ace Fan has sent them, or were you still quick enough to like actively see somewhere in the middle of that typing section, Ace Fan is still typing. So yeah, you see several like very intense messages on Discord. And Ace Fan is presently about to type another one.
Okay.
Do you wait?
Yeah,
do you wait
no,
to see what it's? Do you wait to see what that message says, or are you going to reply?
No, I'll wait to see. I think I start typing and then see he's typing, say they're typing and then stop, and then go. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what they have to say.
Their next message reads, this is not the typical kind of request that I would make of you all, but it is kind of urgent at this point. Someone please reply.
Hi, I'm someone. What's going on?
Oh God. Is that what you type? Do you type hello, I am
Yes,
someone?
Yes. Yes.
Oh Lord. You see in all capital letters, thank God, and then you get a location marker for a park in like northwest Sonata 6.
Matt is gonna start walking, and as they are, he's gonna say, "Well, wait, it was this easy to find God after. Why did people have thousands of years, 10,000 years trying to figure it out?" As I walk towards the destination to thank
Oh,
God,
Lord.
presumably.
Where is your phone right now as this is happening? Are you still looking at your phone as you walk?
Yeah.
Okay. You get another message. Where's everyone else? I can pick you up if you want.
I'll be like, what time of day this happened?
It's like minutes past 9 at this point, to be sure,
I'd be
in the AM.
in the AM.
Mm-hmm.
I would be leaving the lake. So whoever we decided that the park was, that my lake and my secret lab is, that's where I am. So I would go to that location. And I don't know where everyone else is. I haven't seen them in a while. Presumably, Ava is fighting some cops and River is dodging class.
I guess
You
I'll
gotta
check in with
drag
them
us, though.
privately then. What's that?
I said, why you gotta drag us though?
Oh Lord. I mean, Matt is also not wrong. But still. So his fan messages. I guess let's just check in with them privately then, and then River, you get a message on Discord that is not in the group chat for the entire band, but it's just to you. All caps. Where are you? Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
Typing ... Stop. Typing ... Stop. Typing ... Nothing.
Wow. They send you another message. Drop me a pin and I'll pick you up. Just like last time.
No, thank you. I can drive myself.
Where are you at this point in the morning?
Wait, when in the morning is it again?
It's like 9, 9:30.
I mean, who am I kidding? She's at her place. She's got a bike. She's got her bike. That I really do imagine has a Ghibli amount of like animation bumpiness, if you know what I mean. Like, you know when a bike has like personality, kind of, and when it goes over a street, like all of the boxes kind of like do that thing where they
Yeah.
Like
on the
rattle.
bike.
Like
Yeah.
The road is somehow like perfectly smooth, but yet somehow you find a way to drive on this
Yeah.
road as if you're driving in San Francisco.
Yeah. So
Um,
she has to chase a bunch of cats off of her bike, and then putters off with the little clouds of smoke that also come out the back of a Ghibli type bike.
Okay. On your bike, you will probably make it there just a little bit faster than Nakmat would on foot. It's quite a ways away. You probably shouldn't walk. But I take it you're committed to the bit, so I'm allowing it. Ava, where is your phone at this point in the morning?
my daughter has my phone right now. My daughter.
So wait,
has
where
my
are
phone.
you?
I think I'm fixing breakfast. But Ava has been very particular about not being bothered during breakfast because, like, fuck, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm letting her ditch school today or something. You know, like Ava's just like, you know what? It has been a long time. It has been a long time. It has been a difficult couple months. You can have a day off with me, and everything will be great. And if
Mm-hmm.
something, I'm gonna give you my phone so no one bothers me while I'm cooking breakfast. If an emergency happens, then bring me my phone. But nothing short of an emergency. And she is cooking up breakfast.
Okay. I would like you to give me a 1d12 fortune roll.
Alright, let's go. Roll 20. Boop. Is an 11.
Okay.
That sounds
Um.
good.
Yeah, 11 is okay. Right. So.
Okay, it's like the second highest number on our 12.
Yeah, that's okay to me. It's better than bad. So. Um. Right. So what are you? So you're fixing breakfast. Andrea is upstairs. Listening to, like, the heavy metal music at top volume. Through her headphones. Um. And what I mean by top volume is this building's walls are like brick and stone. And there is a significant, like, uh, thickness between downstairs and upstairs in this apartment. And yet, you can hear that Andrea is listening to music through her headphones, even though they're headphones. That's how loud that is.
If Ava had
Like-
her phone, she would be texting her daughter to be like, "You're gonna blow your ears out."
Yeah, like, tremendous damage is taking place in this moment. And you're making breakfast, like several minutes of total relaxation in this moment. It's just you and the kitchen. The TV is not on because you don't want to take in whatever wildness is taking place on the news right now. You're like, the street doesn't sound very busy, so it's just like the idle outside noise. And then after like a minute, 2 minutes pass, Andrea comes down, like racing down the stairs to find you.
She's
And
still
is like,
listening to her music at this point.
yeah, you are
So, like,
you are
the
hearing,
incoming noise of like heavy metal getting louder and louder.
yeah, it briefly sounds to you like a bulldozer or a steamroller is very far away from you, but is coming towards you, but first descending a very large flight of stairs to come towards you, and then, like, you are hearing it, like, it is so loud you are hearing it perfectly through her headphones when she finally comes in front of you. And she's not saying anything, she's just waving
Ava
your
makes-
phone
Ava
in her
makes a-
hand.
Ava makes a volume dropping like gesture, like because she knows that her daughter's not gonna hear. She's like, mm-mm.
She starts like lowering the volume on her headphones. It goes from very, very loud to very loud to loud to immediately I cannot hear it anymore.
What's going on?
You should look at this.
Okay, and I'm not gonna question it. If she's come down, it's because it's an emergency. But if it's not an emergency, Ava's gonna be pissed. And she looks
Mm-hmm.
and
You have like 28, 29 notifications on your phone. Either Ace Fan in the group chat or Ace Fan specifically to you. Just like very frantically, what is going on? Where are you? Someone please let me know what's happening. Do you reply to those messages?
Yeah, Ava's like, is this an emergency? And then sends it. Like,
Uh,
there's too much to like catch up on. It's just like, what is happening?
right.
I'm not gonna read all
Um,
that. I'm glad for you, or sorry that it happened.
right. So you know how um right. So there are emojis for every letter of the alphabet. Yes?
Yes, they take significantly longer to use.
They do. Um Ace fan is typing and then nothing. Ace fan is typing. Why emoji? Yes! Exclamation point. Emergency, which with both E's in emergency are both the E emoji. Exclamation point emoji, double exclamation point emoji.
I feel like you're taking a lot of time typing emojis instead of telling me what is going on.
Ace fan sends you the location ping for the park 4 times in rapid succession.
I just,
And then
Why?
immediately replies again, are you at the APT? I can pick you up.
why am I going to this park? I am cooking breakfast. Please explain. Fast.
Ace fan is typing. And then you see a link pop up at the bottom.
Ava puts down their phone and is just like, read that link and tell me if it's important. My omelets are about to be ruined.
Okay, ma. And she opens the link. Are you looking at Andrea when she opens the link?
No, like I'm looking down at this omelet.
Okay, cool.
And it's just like,
While
plating.
while you have turned to face the kitchen, you hear what sounds like commotion coming from your phone. You have no idea what kind of commotion it is, but you're hearing it. And then Andrea, like you hear Andrea click something on your phone, and she says, "Ma, I'm gonna put this on the TV so you can see it," and casts the phone to the TV, rewinds the video. When she presses play, the very first thing that you hear is like dozens of people screaming.
Alright, sweetheart.
On the video, you see like 6 or 7 or 8 people running in random directions from this park. You see a young woman sitting in the on the grass of the park, just like idly, eyes closed, just not paying attention to anything. You see a very large portal, like several feet at the other end of the park. Tentacles waving madly from the top of the portal, and you can see things. You can't really make out what they are, but small spherical objects are kind of rolling out from the bottom of the portal. And you see one of it roll all the way to like a swing set nearby, and it touches the like metal at the very edge of the swing set, and the entire swing set disappears and instead becomes a large cloud of bees, and they fly away.
Ava sees that. Ava turns off the stove, grabs the phone from her daughter, and then stops and looks at the image. He's like, "Why does that girl look familiar?" No, never mind. No, not enough time. And Ava's gonna like, grabs the pen that she's definitely left just like in like a little key basket next to like the door, and is like just hurling herself out the door.
Okay. Wait, do you take your phone with you?
Yes, she took the phone from her daughter, and is just and is running for the door. I think she's yelling into the phone like, "Send message, come get me." What the fuck?
um, okay. Give me another 1d12 fortune roll.
What a
Okay.
12.
So, you come out through the front doors of the apartment building, and already waiting in front of you is a like brand new polished black van. Um, the handles are like they look like they've either been spray painted silver or are pure silver. Like this looks like a brand new van. And
No
then
hesitation.
the side door just kind of automatically opens for you.
Oh yeah, just throws herself into the fucking car. She's just like,
Yeah?
this is an emergency.
You get in. The door closes, and you hear a voice behind you say, "Where the hell were you?"
Is there an actual person in here for once?
Are you going to look around?
Yeah.
It's just a speaker, unfortunately. But a real person is speaking to you through it.
Yeah, Ava's like, I'm really tired of this Charlie's Angels shit. I was cooking breakfast like a normal person at 9 o'clock in the morning. Can we go? I don't have time for an
Yes,
interrogation.
we're going. And like the van already takes off and peels off down the street. The voice continues. I've been trying to message you all for like maybe 15 minutes. I noticed an anomaly taking place, and I was monitoring some other chatter, and then I realized Alice Ishikawa is here, and that was already kind of dope, and I'm trying not to be weird about it. But then, Watson Park started like generating a whole lot of buzz on Discord, and when I checked it out, I saw
In
a
the
whole
middle
lot of
them
shit
talking,
happening.
Ava is calling her daughter. Like, not listening anymore. Ava's calling her daughter.
Ma, did you forget something?
You were friends with an Alice, right? Like when they were younger, they did something interesting. They left.
I mean, I know a couple of Alices from school, but I don't think. Why? Wait a minute. And then Andrea hangs up on you.
How dare she be rude in the middle of my rudeness?
Meanwhile, the voice is like, "Are you listening to me? This is kind of a big deal, you know. It would
We're
kind of
going
suck."
to the park, right? We're going to the
Yes,
park?
we're headed
Is
to the
Alice-
park right
Alice
now.
there? Yeah.
Yes.
What else do I need to know?
Noise things, noise weirdness, noise things are happening as we speak.
Yeah,
I,
it'll be fine.
did
River-
you watch the
River and
video
Max
that I
are
saw?
annoyed, right? Yeah,
Um,
things are disappearing. It's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
River should be there in like a couple of seconds after us. From what I can get from Nakmat's phone on Discord, it seems like she's walking there. I don't get it. Do you mind if we just swing by that spot and see if we can? Let me just and you hear rapid typing over the speaker. A small flat screen TV kind of descends from the top of the van, just so you can see it. And on it now is like a map of what is like central to northern Sonata 6. Your van is a green dot that is moving at what appears to you is definitely not the speed limit on this map. And you see a purple dot for Nakmat, a blue dot for River, which is also moving kind of quickly. and the park itself is now outlined in red on the map.
Danger outline.
So
Oh,
yeah.
It was like, okay, she's also just like, why did my daughter hang up on me? And she's like, I think she's just gonna try and call Nahmat.
Okay. Meanwhile, Nakmat, while walking to the park, notices.
Yes, this is an emergency. It's a city walk.
Mhm.
It's fun.
Fair enough, yes. But your phone starts ringing.
It's not much.
Hey, Nahmat, it's Ava. I'm in a dark van right now, approaching you at high speeds. It
You have
seems.
candy too?
No, but if we handle this easily, we can probably have breakfast at my place. It seems that there is a very large noise portal that is making things disappear and become bees. That's like my main take of this situation. I don't know. Maybe the noise portal is obsessed with Nicolas Cage.
No, we need anything else. Okay, how far are you? How far am I from the park?
I think Ava looks and Ava's like, we're probably about to like get really close to you within like the next minute, but you're a good distance away from the park.
Yeah. According to the map that you can see right now, you're probably another 4-ish to 6-ish minutes away from the park. But the speed at which your dot is moving on the map makes it look like you're going to collide with Nakmat at breakneck speed in 12 seconds. And as you say that, the van just kind of jolts to a stop. Nakmat, you see the van just pull up to your right, and the door slides open.
Ava is like half on the floor from like the jolt. It's just like,
Gonna like put one foot in the van, and before it even like gets like one foot in the van, one foot out of the door, like out of the window, like start flooring it.
Yeah, the door closes. The door starts closing before your foot is inside, and is already taking off again. Um, while this is happening, River, um, you are still getting dozens of messages on your phone.
Okay. At a red light that I stopped at instead of going through it because that would be against the rules, I just send like, stop driving.
You're not going to see this message because you're obviously on your bike. But Ace Fan literally replies to you, "Are you asking me to stop driving? Question mark, question mark, question mark." And then the light turns green before you can even see that message was sent. So, all of you are now rushing towards this park. Alice, you're still sitting in the park, serene, relaxed. You have somehow successfully forgotten the entire world. Give me a 1d20 fortune roll.
That's a 20, my friend.
Nice. Cool.
Oh, that's
I want you, Alice, to describe to me the best, like the single best moment of your first year as an idol.
Tokyo Dome. They didn't go as a solo show. That year, Lisani's summer series toured multiple venues,
Mm-hmm.
and they were one of the featured acts at the Tokyo Dome.
Okay.
So Luna Trigger got to be in with a bunch of other, much more famous acts, like Lisa was there, Kotoko was there, Main was there. And Luna Trigger got to cover In My Dream from Brain Power, which is one of those retro songs that gets the crowd pumped.
Mm-hmm.
And hearing everyone start screaming the moment the guitar line kicks in, before they're even singing, was just absolutely electric for Alice.
Nice. So I take it then that that was at that point, in that year, the biggest performance that you had so far.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes.
You know when you are sitting in this park that the goal is to like separate yourself as much as possible from your thoughts. But this thought arrives and you're like, I shouldn't. But this was actually a very cool evening. I really enjoyed this, and you kind of like bask in the feeling of reimagining that moment for a little bit. Now, give me another 1d20 fortune roll.
That's going to be a 15.
Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. Right. um you feel that moment kind of like fade away and return to actual relaxed meditation. But it's very weird in that you hear like this massive cheering from this large crowd. And as that like memory starts like dissipating in your brain, you can still hear them cheering. And then it stops sounding like cheering, but it's not getting softer. And it sounds like it's actually surrounding you.
Alice opens her eyes and stands up. And she starts turning around, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. What does she see?
People are running and screaming all around you. There is an astounding panic taking place in every direction, and as you turn around, you notice right behind you, this like 2 foot by 8 foot portal is like open right in front of you, and tentacles are waving madly at the top of it, and you can like look right inside and see absolutely nothing but the void, and like fruits are tumbling out of it for some reason. You have no idea why. And then you see one of those fruits, like just a stray pear, roll to the side of like one of the park benches, and it touches that bench, and the bench turns pure silver.
Is the portal making a noise?
Um, the tentacles sound like very gooey and plasmid and icky, but the portal itself is not making any sound that you can discern.
How far away from me is it?
It is presently about 10-12 feet away from you.
And what has Alice learned about noise anomalies through news and the fucking dark web and Twitter and so forth?
Um, I feel like it's only fair. I think you kind of need to give me a roll for that.
Mm-hmm. D20?
I think you need to give me a study roll. Do you have any dots in study? I take it you don't.
I do not.
That's gonna be rad. Um, your position is risky. Your effect is standard. You will roll 2d20 and we will take whichever result is the most volatile.
That's double 19s.
Wow. Wow. What happens when you strain on a study roll? Does it mean that you
definitely
know a
definitely
whole lot of
and everything?
Yeah, I
It's
think
definitely something you wish you weren't true. Like, it's definitely something
yeah.
like, oh, I know. Oh, fuck, do I know?
I think when you strain on a study roll, you turn into the Question from DC Comics, just like mad conspiratorial all of the time. So yeah, um, everything that you know about noise as a phenomenon that exists in the real world is kind of contradictory. You know that it is a product of music gaining magical properties since the frequency, but whether it is a government experiment gone awry, or the gods attempting to punish us for our hubris, or is actually perfect ideal sound and therefore people should actually embrace it and try to get it to teach them the rest of the frequency by sometimes even jumping all the way inside them sometimes. You have all of those thoughts in your brain all at once. None of them are congruent with each other, and all of them are actually kind of bad for you. But you do know like a couple of good things. You do know a couple of truths in there as well. That it is very dangerous. That it has the potential to do you a lot of physical harm. That most of what can be known about noise anomalies in general is impossible to qualify because every anomaly is different. Um, this particular circumstance, for instance, you have never seen, but you have seen stuff on the dark web like it. Fruits appear in some folks' stories. Tentacles appear in almost all of them. But you have no idea what this means.
And because Alice now knows so much, would she also know that people attempt to close them by performing at them?
You would know that people have performed at them, but some stories say that they do it to close them. Some stories say that they do it to open them or gain some deeper, more magical truth from within them. Um, more stories say that you do perform to close them than you do to open them, though. So you can bet on average that that is possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alice is going to get a little closer.
hmm As you get
Brandon?
closer, yes.
Oh, go ahead.
As you get closer, you start feeling something strange. It isn't as if you do not feel wind blowing on you, but you do feel the physical sensation of cold wind as you start to get closer to the portal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, I'm going to do a thing, and you'll tell me what I need to roll for it.
Okay.
But first, you're going to drop my volume level by about half, and the audience is going to just move their volume levels down just a teeny bit, because I don't want to blow your eardrums out.
Dropping now.
And she is throwing all her despair, all her frustration, all her broken dreams into this portal, trying to just overload and block its wrongness with her own wrongness.
Okay.
What kind of
Wow.
roll will that be?
Do you have any dots in a tune?
I have 2 dots of a tune.
Okay. Let me, right, cool, yes. You are going to give me an attune roll. Your position is desperate. Your effect is great. I am going to give you... as the stage manager.
You had in a planning phase once promised that there was an extra die in it for actual performance.
Yeah, no, like, as a GM, as the stage manager, I am obligated to give you this other die because you performed. So, yeah, you get to roll 3d12s or 3d20s as you see fit.
Let's call those 12s for now. That's a 6, an 8, and a 1.
Aha. Wait, no, I got so confused because that was so badass. I'm going to ask you to roll that again. What I really mean is, I need you to roll a d12 or a d20 plus 6. Is it still d12?
Yes, it is still a d12, and that is a 6 plus 6.
Right, so 12. That is a success if I'm not mistaken. My brain is doing so many... I need hold on as I double check my notes here. Wow, that was fucking
Put noise
rad.
in his brain. Put noise in his brain with your music.
You do that to people.
It's guy jumping out.
Right. Okay, cool. You do the thing. I take it you are looking right into the portal, like right into like the dark, lightless center of this anomaly.
Yes.
You do not notice, but other people notice because like people legit stopped running when they heard you sing. Like they were like, "What the fuck?" And like people actively turned around to watch this thing. And they noticed, but you do not notice. Like it happens on screen, but you do not see that all of the fruits that are like falling out of the portal are starting to fade away. Like they're turning into like dust and rising up into the atmosphere and disappearing. Everything that has already been touched has been touched. Can't deal with that shit anymore. This bench is just silver now. But as like those things like start like lifting off and disappearing, the thing that you notice is the 3 tentacles that are like flailing at the top of the portal disappear. For a moment, the portal is doing absolutely nothing. It seems just kind of there, still shimmering at its edges, not growing or dissipating at all. And inside the portal, you can see No light whatsoever. Just cold black. And then you see this like small flare of light somewhere deep in the center of it, as if it is very, very far away. And then you see 2 or 3 more pop up right next to it. And like 5 or 6 pop up in a cluster next to those, and then that becomes 15, and that becomes 30, and that becomes 90, and that becomes 180, and that becomes 300, 900, 2,000, 7,000. You can see lights just kind of pop up inside there. And for a moment, for the very briefest of moments, those look like a crowd is waving in absolute delight of your performance. But before you can like settle on, are those? Is that? The portal just immediately closes. Behind the portal, just as it disappears. Let me make sure of the number of these that I set here in my notes. One, two, three, four. Right. Right behind the portal, just as it closes, you see 4 men in red with white pinstripe jackets, looking at you with absolute incredulity.
If there's one thing that I am sick of, it's being looked at by men.
Give me a... I mean, this is if you want to notice anything about the space now that the portal is gone, you can give me a roll for that, which would probably be observe.
I have 2 dice in that.
Right. You'll give me a D12 or D20 plus 4. Your position is controlled and your effect is standard.
1d12 plus 4 yields a 10.
Okay. You are mildly dazed by everything that is taking place. You are like... Your surroundings are still mostly a blur. You just exerted a lot of emotional energy into this thing. You idly hear like the sounds of like people shuffling around you, but you don't really turn around to see where they are. Like people are like talking to each other in somewhat in delight, somewhat in confusion. You hear...
Alice is a little dizzy. She is going to plop down on that silver bench and put her head like in her hands on her knees and just try to let this park stop spinning.
Okay, yeah. Give me a 1d6 foot roll.
6.
Okay, there is a moment where you almost faint, but you don't. And you move over to the bench without incident. One of those 4 men, like a 6-foot, well-built, dark-skinned man, comes up to you and goes, are you alright? That seemed like a hell of a lot you just did.
Alice flips him off.
He looks back up to the other 3 and one of the other 3 you don't see which one of them it is, but you hear someone on the other side go, "See, this is why when we're in the field we should just wear our uniforms. This doesn't actually help anybody." Well, I mean, yeah, but like we're doing the thing, right? It's portal shit. Like, we might as well actually advertise the other thing, right? Yeah, but then nobody knows that we're emergency services. That's kind of a big deal. And the guy, like, bows very courteously to you and steps away to his colleagues. Well, I guess we did the thing. I guess we could just. But like, he obviously needs medical attention. So maybe somebody else should talk to her. This singing bullshit, right? And then, another one of them comes up to you, like very gently.
Alice shrieks, "Personal space bubble, 6 feet now!"
They step very quickly, like they take one very strong stride away. We totally understand that. We just want to know if you would like for us to call you an EMT. It's fine.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am sure.
Okay. Out of the corner of your eye, you see that person shrug. You see their colleagues shrug. They turn to the rest of the park. They one of them makes like a call to some other service about some of the bees. They tend to some of the other folks in the park. And around that same point, you hear a very large screech on the other side of the park. Ava, Nakmat River, the Ace Fan's van and River's bike pulls up to the edge of the park at this exact same moment.
Ava's rolling out of that van, and he's like, "I hate you. You know what? If you can make vans, you just need to get me a car. Fuck this shit. I hate this shit." And she's just like dizzy, like getting out of this van, and is like looking back at Knockabout. "Are you okay? How can you stand this?"
And from the van, you can hear Ace Van shouting, "This was very cheap. I just needed a vehicle. I'm sorry."
Ahmed will just shrug and goes, not the bumpiest ride I've ever been on. Pretty smooth. All things considered.
Where's the danger?
We only broke like the speed law a little, so.
Yeah.
I imagine that's like River just like leaping off of the bike and running towards the park. You all emerge at the park and nothing is happening. There are some people who are mildly, obviously, in shock, very afraid, obviously, like, fear and confusion is etched on their face. But the park seems otherwise very quiet.
Is this a trick? Is this about the bees?
From the van, you can hear very avid typing.
No,
Sorry, go ahead now.
if we could wait for them to send us so far, we could just walk 2 feet. And Ahmed's gonna start walking towards the park.
Okay.
Yeah, Ava's
there-
like, totally ditching the van.
You just give up on the old man. Right, so there are like 12, 13 civilians in this park, including Alice. You see a fire truck on the other side of the park. You see four people in red suits are attending to some of the other civilians. You see a couple of them reach in their pockets and polish something on their sleeves, and then when you see them actually put those on their jackets, you notice that those are fire station badges. You notice that the swing set that used to be in this park is gone, and this, Alice is lying down on a bench that is reflecting a lot of light towards you in a way that you don't think park benches are supposed to. But yeah, the place seems more or less.
Yeah.
Continue.
How distressed do you look at these like men trying to talk to you?
If they try to talk to her again, Alice is going to start screaming that they are perverts and just like leaning very hard into the fact that she is a young-looking teenager.
I mean, if we're gonna engage with the scene, that's gonna have to be what happens. Otherwise, River will genuinely be like, "Okay, well, bye."
I mean, Nakama heard there's a noise anomaly, so Nakama is going to be trying to find out what happened.
Do you have any equipment with you? Did you bring equipment with you? Any?
Of course, Nakama grabbed whatever. I don't think like Nakama got a message from Ace Man this is an emergency, so Nakama didn't like plan this out. Nakama just grabbed the closest couple of tools that were portable and ran.
Okay, cool. How many dots do you have in a tune?
1.
Right. I would like you to give me a D12 or a D20 plus 2. Your position is controlled and your effect is limited. Okay. The bare equipment that you have on you confirms that a noise anomaly did take place. It's not giving you very accurate readings about its scale. And you can't, because you didn't bring enough gear to like ask any like specific research questions, you can't like determine anything about the quality of any of the things that have been touched. Because you came too late to see the fruits, you can't actually make any determinations about the characteristics of those because they're now gone. So all you have to rely on is the fact that a portal was here and eyewitness accounts. I mean, you could try to take a beat. Right. Apologies for that. Yes, bees are always aggressive.
What? No.
Unless there's smoke.
Yeah, and
You
that
should
TikTok
mind
lady
your own
who can
business.
stick her hands into bees.
That's right. The TikTok lady does stick her hand in the bees.
They can be friendly.
Fair enough. But yes. So yeah, you could take a bee if you want. You could try to scrape a part of this bench.
Take a binder clip and like grab the bee. That's what the bee TikTok lady tells us.
Yeah, she gets the queen bee, and then the bees follow.
Cool. I will assume that if TikTok has taught you how to pick up a bee, you can have the bee, but I will make you roll for it.
Roll for TikTok.
Oh my god. But yes,
No, I think like give you just like normal bees.
yeah, most of like it was a lot of bees. Most of them are gone. But yes, you do know that the bees are there.
It's the visibly weird thing is the bench, right?
Yes, the thing that remains visibly weird to you in a way that like makes it obvious that that is not supposed to be the case. That is definitely the bench.
Okay.
It'd be very weird for a bench to be this shiny.
So, Nakama's gonna scroll up to the bench, and as he approaches, he's gonna go, "Hi, sorry to bother you. I just have to take a look at this bench. You have nice hair, by the way." And he's gonna just reach down with her tools and start looking at the bench.
Okay. Give me this is either a tinker, study, or a tune. Which one would you prefer?
I'm gonna go with that, and
Right. Your position is risky. Your effect is standard. Yeah, so D12 or D20 plus your bonus.
Alright, I will go ahead and do that. 18.
Aha. Um. Okay. So what exactly are you doing to the bench in order to gain like a useful sample in this moment?
Brandon, I think the volume has gotten
Uh,
quieter
uh,
again.
It's been said
Hmm.
that all of us are quiet in comparison to you.
Yep.
I am in the process of adjusting that. Please let me know if that has been adjusted.
Cool.
Okay. Let's see. Amber, continue. Let me see if we can hear you better now.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So I rolled for the 15 on my computer.
Okay.
We love a strain.
Yeah. Isn't that
Uh,
roll unless there's a strain involved, right?
this is ideal. Strains are still successes. What are you doing to gain a sample from the bench in this moment?
Okay. So I think Nugma is going to attempt two things. One, to try to get whatever readings they can get from the full bench as it is. Two, to pull off a piece of the bench so she can study it at her lab more later. So to get readings from the bench, I think she's just going to try to study both the physical, like sound and musical properties of the bench, like how it responds to being hit, tuning forks, resonance, etc., and also just any magical readings her instruments can pick up from it. And then afterwards, they're gonna like grab whatever blunt or sharp edge they've got and try to scrape pieces off of this bench to take home.
Can I just say that while this is happening, I'm pretty sure River and Ava are just kind of trying to shoo away the men.
And when Nakmat just thwangs a tuning fork off the bench, Alice looks up and goes, "What are you doing?"
Measurements? You see, the bench was affected by whatever portal happened here, and I'm trying to figure out how it was affected to learn more about it. Twang.
There was a pair.
There was a pair? Like two benches or the fruits?
Oh, the fruit. A fruit came out of the portal and it hit the bench, and the bench turned silver. But the bench isn't turning anything else silver, so it seems pretty safe now.
Do you think that's like when the ceiling turned into gold? And like Ava's like straight up like just putting herself physically in front of this man and giving him the angriest look, like get the fuck out of here, without saying it. Just straight up being rude and ignoring.
Definitely not. It seems like transmuting substances is pretty common. I mean, there was the bees that were mentioned, but also specifically precious metals. Though the fact that a fruit did it is weird. It does mean we might have to go through it later, though.
There was just... It was like a buffet came out at the portal. Messily, poorly, like someone had spilled it.
River would like to try to play music to attract the bees.
Okay, we're gonna get to that. First, the result of Nakmat's test. This bench no longer has the properties of a bench. It feels solid as you are like inspecting it. Very sorry, tonight
Wait,
is
hang
cursed.
on. They're asking stream down for everyone else. Yep, stream's down.
Ah, there we are. We're back on.
Mercury retrograde, friends.
Cursed things are happening. It's the bees. I'm very sorry. Right. Okay. So again, you. All of your senses are telling you this is a bench. It is observing all of the things that a bench should be. It is solid, etc. But your readings are telling you things that cannot be obvious about a bench. Your readings are telling you that it's liquid or plasmid, that it is either fluctuating very rapidly between thousands of years old or very, very recent. Um, every once in a while, gets it documents like the its relation to the original frequency is either very, very high or not at all. You notice as you're like observing it that it smells like pears. Like the bench just smells like pears all of a sudden. Um, and as you continue observing it, you notice that all of the metal contacts on the equipment that is directly touching the bench is now rusting very quickly.
That's supposed to do that. Should we tell her to get off the bench?
You probably want to get off the bench.
Yeah.
mean,
Sweetheart,
Alice gets up and sits on the grass facing the bench. And as she watches Nakmat, like, try to remove a piece, she points at the base of it and goes, "See where it's scraping to the ground? Just take the bolts. You can have the whole bench, probably. I don't think anyone's going to stop you."
I can carry a whole bench. I don't know. That's not like gets up. I don't know what about me indicates I can carry a whole bench, but noodle arms.
once we figure out River playing to the bees, I want Ava to try and like break the bench off its bolts.
Oh god. Right. Okay, so let's do the bees then. The bees. Okay. I'm going to say that's either can you sway bees? Yeah, it's either a sway or a tune. This is gonna be weird. One of those things is obviously better than the other, but either sway or a tune.
I will attune. And I would just like to say, here's some fun bee facts for you, everybody. Bees specifically like music that tends to have a range between 250 and 500 hertz. And one of the main songs that scientists like to play for the bees so that they do the dance known as the waggle, so that they can communicate with their fellow bees, is a certain song that I am going to parody called In Tandem by the Scarabs, because I've changed it from Come Together by the Bees, don't worry about it. And I haven't done the lyrics,
Lord.
but that is
Oh,
what River's
Lord.
going to play on her fiddle, and now you all know bee facts. Katie loves the bees and is bee.
Should
You
still
know how to play
stand.
soccer?
Fun fact, you can teach bees to play soccer.
You can teach bees to play soccer.
Yes.
So just like people have puppy bowls, I feel like there should be a bee FIFA.
Okay,
Beef
so I will
up.
say
Beef
that-
up.
You know what?
Oh,
I
God.
that fact.
God. The bees seem to really not want this to get are like very eagerly trying to like silence this entire broadcast. But yes, okay. So the result of your roll. So you performed the song In Tandem by the Scarabs, which is totally not a ripoff of another song. And the bees stop moving. Like, you know how hummingbirds, as a result of flapping very quickly in the air, can have the rest of their body remain more or less stationary in the air? That's happening, but their wings aren't moving either. It's just like bees, just like vibing in the air, motionlessly. And they turn to you, and they're just like there. They're just like waiting for further instructions, I guess.
Cool. I'm gonna walk through them, and I'm gonna pet one of them at least, because I'm a Disney princess right now.
Well, bees can sense royalty, so.
Oh God.
Yes.
It doesn't.
Dream shit happening.
It doesn't seem to immediately respond to your touch. It's just kind of there. It doesn't move. It doesn't. Yeah, it just.
Does Nachmat want to take a look at these bees? River says as she plays, does a little bit of a Fiddler on the Roof-esque jaunt.
We'll look at the bench, decide that that's enough of the bench for now, and head over to the bees.
Okay. Give me another study or a tune roll. Position controlled, effect limited.
Alright, that's a 9.
A 9. They're bees. They seem like bees. This is kind of strange for bees, but it's Sonata 6. You've seen weirder shit before. Yeah, you don't discern anything uniquely strange about the bees in this moment.
This is a park. Was someone having a picnic here?
Yeah, I'll give you that for free. There was some, like, on one of the corners of the park, somebody did put a blanket down with like a full basket preparing for a picnic. They have long since fled. But you get the impression that they never actually got to eat anything by the time stuff started happening.
I want to go there, quickly sift through it, grab like a Tupperware or a jar or something. I'll leave the food behind for them. I just want the container so I can put the bee in the container, one of the frozen bees. Just close it around the bee frozen in midair.
Okay. I would like you to roll 1d2.
One.
Okay. There, like, the basket is just like full of Tupperware containers. All of those Tupperware containers are such that for you to empty out whatever is in that container and put something in it, you would have to let things that cannot be left uncontained pour back onto this napkin or in this basket. Like, there is potato salad in a Tupperware container. There are like portions of lasagna. Like, there is nothing in this basket that you could just like rest down by itself. Just like you're essentially deciding what to throw away. What's that?
What's in the potato salad?
How do I... Potatoes. Of course. Lots of mayonnaise, to the point where this has, like, at some point just kind of lost its potential for color. You can smell and still see grains of brown sugar that have not been, like, properly dissolved in this, like...
I don't need to hear the rest. Malcolm grabs this, finds the nearest bin, says, "I'm doing you a favor," and empties this in the bin. And then takes the beef.
Yeah. And there are like napkins in the basket as well, so you can like wipe this Tupperware container clean, so we don't accidentally drown this bee in mayonnaise.
As the it's like, "You poor Tupperware container, subjected to such torment. I need to carry that meal."
And you put the bee in the container. I would like you to give me a study or observe roll to see if you remember something. Your position is risky and your effect is great. Okay, you do not remember the thing.
Ooh. I don't know the thing. Cool. I got
Is the thing to put holes in it so the bee can breathe? Because, like, I feel like...
Ava remembered the thing!
I don't know if River will remember the thing. Ava's backing up in front of this bench.
What are you gonna do? Kick the bench down?
Yes. I'm gonna do like a very hard kick to the bench, because as we all know, silver is actually very malleable. And if it's just bolts, this is fine. This is gonna be fine. And
Yeah.
also the
Okay.
beat, so like fuck this bench. I forget.
Right.
Can we curse?
Yes. You are. I won't stop you. Um. Do you have any dots in Scuffle?
Yes, I do. I have
Okay.
3 dots in Scuffle.
Wow, rad. Okay, you will give me a D12 or a D20 plus 6. Your position is desperate. Your effect is great.
Ooh, I even get
Desperate,
I get a
yeah.
fucking experience point for this. I used the wrong command. Is it slash roll?
It's /R or /roll.
11. It's a nice, clean success.
We've been
Okay.
mostly getting those, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
You succeed. You succeed in kicking the bench in such a way that it would at least be loosened from its bolts. If it were a real bench that operated under real world parameters. Instead, what happens is the back of the bench bends as if it is made of soft plastic, and you hear something at the bottom of the bench start screaming at high volume.
Is this bench sentient? Is this bench sentient? Like Ava is like backing away. It's like River, make it not sentient. What is this?
Alice is so glad she's not sitting on that right now. And she is definitely like scooting back in the grass to get away from it because it shouldn't be screaming.
Everybody is looking at the bench right now. The guys in the red jackets are now like avidly walking dispatch about a thing. You can't really make out what they're saying. Yeah, the bench is making a lot of noise, and then it stops.
I can't let them have this bench. I really hate it, but I can't let them have this bench.
Is Ace Fan's van still here?
Yes. Are you looking at the van right now, River?
Yes.
Right. All of the windows on the van are blinking red.
I'm guessing Nachmat is next to me, given we're both doing bee science. So, I nudge Nachmat with my foot and say, like, the fan is blinking. Because I'm still playing. I'm guessing I still have to Pied Piper these bees, because if I stop, they're going to start moving. And they could get aggressive if they think we're a threat, even though they don't have a hive right now.
I mean, if you want to find out, you'll have to stop playing.
I'm not going to stop playing. I'm scared of bees.
Reasonable.
Alice,
Hey,
3
Ace
people
Fan.
that you have never met before are like doing science in the park where you almost got attacked by a fruit. How do you feel right now?
I mean, she's looking from them to the blinking van, and then she just asks, "Are you the Ghostbusters or something?"
Ava shrugs and is like, actually, like, we're a band. Or we're a band.
I did miss a bunch of ghosts in a rack once. So like,
Oh yeah, like Nachma is like we have fought ghosts.
Okay. Okay.
River, you notice that the windows on the van are blinking rapidly now.
I
I'm
think the
gonna.
van's going to explode.
Oh, Brandon.
Brent's
I'm
there.
still here. I don't know what's happening. I'm still here.
Can someone check their phone?
Yeah, I'm gonna
River
check.
says.
Hey, Ace Fan, is the fan supposed to be blinking?
You, Nakmat, you get a message to tell Ava to check her phone.
Ava, check your phone. Also, I'm gonna turn to Alice real quick and be like, hey, sorry that the bench you were sitting on is screaming now? I know that's probably weird.
It's been a really weird week.
Yeah, magic music will do that to you. And Ava's checking her phone.
And
Right.
Alice gestures at the bench and says, You know, I sympathize completely, honestly.
Ava, you see on your phone a message from Ace Fan that says, I think you should head back to the apartment kind of quickly. Bring the rest of them with you. Yes, even Alice.
I think that things are about to get dangerous because illegal music happened. So, you're kind of centered around this. Did you do the illegal music?
In my defense, there was a hole in the world and it had tentacles coming out of it.
I am not a cop. I am the furthest thing from a cop here. But I'm probably those firefighters called the cops. So, do you want to get the fuck out of here? And I can probably explain a little bit more about what's going on?
Sounds good. Yes, let's.
If you
Neat.
don't want to get into a weird van, I can give you my spare helmet and we can follow behind it.
Actually, you know what? I would feel better about that.
I was like, yeah, fuck, let's go. Let's move. Leave the screaming bench behind, please.
What were the men doing this whole time? I love just calling them the men.
The man.
That's not what any of us
Um,
are, which is great.
Okay. Do you want to actually see that before you like leave the park? Do you actually want an answer to that question, River?
Well, yes. Where are they?
Okay. Give me an observe roll.
Okay.
Controlled limited.
It's always important to understand that the men are up to something. Let's see. My observe is also 2 blips. 16.
Okay.
Tiny.
At some point between when you got here and when you put a bee in a Tupperware container, 2 ambulances had already arrived and they were helping 2 people who had gotten mildly injured onto gurneys so they can be taken to the hospital. Then they radioed in when the bench started screaming. And are still like standing by the fire truck, staring at the bench very intensely.
We might want to get that bench out of here quickly. We're keeping that, right?
I would like to keep them.
I'll make another attempt to, like, tear it off its bolts, but it's gonna be an upsetting attempt.
Can we just
Alice turns to Nakama and goes, "You don't have a wrench? All those machines and tools and you didn't bring a wrench?"
a wrench with some magic shit, not physical shit, but I could like improv a wrench.
That might be a little faster than trying to just rip it out of the ground.
I don't know. I mean, like, you did illegal music magic. I bet I could do illegal music magic that helps me tear this out of the ground. And that's Ava's, like, intent.
Oh, well, yes, that's a fair point.
What abilities does Ava have again?
As the beats, I can take it when resisting magical force. You and one person take less stress. Ready for a fight, gain or give an extra +2 when scuffling or assisting someone in the scuffle. Oh, so that technically should be in 13, but I think that's still a regular success. Or makes the dream work. When you assist somebody with something, gain a point of moxie. Or I also have make way. You can push yourself to do 1. Pry open a path to enter a lever space, push a crowd apart to make a room, or block or push back an obstruction.
I will say make way still counts for removing this bench because it's technically an obstruction.
Perfect.
It will still
I would
scream though.
like to-
You will successfully make the thing scream, but you'd have to push yourself. Do you have 2 stress to take at the
Yes,
moment?
I do. Yes, I
Okay.
do.
How much stress are you at this moment?
I was at 0 because of my
Okay, cool.
because of the last time we did downtime, which was a
Cool.
while ago. But now, so
Mhm.
yeah, I could take 2 stress like nothing. And Ava, again, Ava's not a tall person. Ava doesn't look that strong. But Ava does like sort of lean over and like grab like the bottom part of the bench that's not folded over and just pulls.
Yeah? You do that with remarkably little effort. It just kind of lifts up out of the ground. You can also still hear from the bottom of the bench screaming. In fact, the screaming has now gotten so intense it has risen several octaves until it's entered somewhere into dog whistle territory. And the
I'm so
fact
fucking
that
old.
yeah, and the fact that you're holding it makes it feel like the side of your head that you're holding it on is vibrating.
Yeah, Ava's like, go. What are you standing here for? Go. And she starts fucking.
Are you gonna
booking
put it in
with
the
gun.
van?
Yeah.
Okay. River, are you going to put your bike in the van or are you going to ride alongside it?
I would like to ride alongside it. Also,
Because
just
Alice will be riding on River's handlebars.
yes.
Oh,
It's a
motorbike.
motorized bike. I keep calling it a bike, but
Oh.
it's like a moped.
Right,
I
yeah.
thought you had, like.
That would be so fucking funny.
Okay.
But that would
Okay.
be so
Alice
cute.
can ride pillion like a normal person.
Yes,
Brilliant.
like with arms around
Yes.
the waist.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So Alice and River on the moped, Ava and Nakmat in the Ace fan mobile. Ava and Nakmat, you get into the van, and the screen is saying, maybe you should go to your apartment, dot, dot, dot. You don't hear anyone speaking, although you can still hear, like, idle typing on the speakers. And the van just kind of takes off, and you can sense that it's taking off in the direction of your apartment building.
One final note, River entices the bees to go out and find a queen for them to be happy with, because the bees deserve a happy ending. They didn't ask for this.
Give me a sway roll.
We didn't
no.
ask to be born, but we're
They
here.
didn't ask for this. I have no points in sway, so this will be very fun.
Okay,
They're going to
2d20.
R 2d20. Let's see. A 2 and a 4. Ah.
The bees shrug and just kind of scatter and leave. You get the impression very vaguely that they don't give a damn about that instruction that you just gave them. They're just gonna wander until they die, I guess.
River can tell that that's what happens and just kind of screams at the sky, I just wanted you to be happy! And then and is running away, like, as that happens. Because we gotta go! Tosses Alice a helmet that you hopefully catch.
Yes. Can we still hear the van, like the bench screaming inside the van from the moped?
Yeah. Big screaming. It doesn't seem to bother Ace Fan because it seems like Ace Fan is otherwise bothered by a thing. And then it eventually stops screaming. Ava, you can notice because you're holding it, it feels like something is like idly moving at the bottom of the bench.
Can I look at the bottom of the bench?
You can. Give me an observe roll.
Okay. I'm really concerned about the bottom of this bench. Alright, I have a 1 in observe.
So a d12 or d20 plus 2. Your effect is risky, and your position is risky, and your effect is limited.
That's a great place to be, huh? I have fucked up this command 3 times. There we go. That is a bad success. A sad success, I think.
Ye- You can tell. No phone, chill out. God damn it. Wow, everything is just. I thought I took that alarm off. It feels like everything is kind of imploding tonight all at once. I'm sorry. Um, right. You can tell intuitively that there is a part of the bench that is the only part that is sentient, but you can't tell where. Um, okay, so many things are making noise.
It's horrifying.
That was the sound of my Kamen Rider Tamagotchi. I apologize.
Oh, no worries. I'm
Kamen
talking
Rider
about,
Drive
like,
just went to sleep. But yes, the bench. Yes, something about this bench is alive, but not the whole thing. But you can't tell what. You'd have to observe it again at some other point to discover more.
Ava
Um,
definitely tells Knockbot that, like, the bottom, somewhere on the bottom of this bench, something is alive, or part of it is alive, and this is awful.
Okay. While you are all still traveling, Alice, you get a message on your phone.
Yeah?
When you open your phone, see that you've gotten dozens of more messages from this
Oh, no.
number that you do not know.
Oh, no.
Like during the period in time when you could have gotten got by this tentacle monster in this noise anomaly, you've gotten dozens of messages from an unknown user on Discord. And then the very latest message that you've gotten from this person is, I think this team would really benefit from you. I'm sorry that this has to be the condition under which it happens. Please be patient about the next 14 minutes. The van comes to a stop. River, when you notice that the van comes to a stop, that's when you notice you're at Ava's apartment building. The van door opens. Are you gonna go inside? Are you gonna go back to your apartment?
Yeah, Ava's like, around the back, there's a moving elevator. There's a moving elevator. Come on.
Right, you're gonna take the bench to your. Oh, alright, cool.
Yes! It's my bench now.
It's our bench now.
Cool.
I mean, you sell the silver by weight. Yours.
If this was D&D,
this is your new
we fully
retirement
would have
plan.
stolen this bench.
I mean, it's not just
Make
silver;
terms
it's
of
magically
expensive
acquired
life.
silver.
Even better.
There's that too, but yes. So the the van door closes again, remaneuvers itself to the moving elevator opens again. You hear a voice say, "I'll just wait outside," on the speaker. You take the bench up the elevator, go up to your floor, and are you just gonna go inside? I take it. Cool. You open your apartment door, and you see that Andrea is standing by the wall that the door opens against, with her arms folded and looking very anxious. When she notices that you're here, is like the first thing she notices is the bench. Is like, why do you have a silver-plated park bench?
Too many, too much. Make way. And Ava's just gonna walk past her daughter. Why are you next to the door?
Yeah, ma,
Everything
but
okay?
ma, and she points to the living room. And when you all come inside, you see that in the living room, standing by the TV, is a tall, dark-skinned woman in a maroon pantsuit. And sitting on the sofa beside her is Devlin, and he's crying.
Alice
And that's
doesn't
the
enjoy
last-
these people. Oh no.
And that's the moment that we're gonna end tonight's session of Soundclash Clampdown.
Do we have to provide emotional labor for this rich man?
Why do we keep having to do this? Why do we keep having to clean up this dude's messes? Does he not have $1 million to do that with? Why us?
I don't like walking into rooms where strangers are having breakdowns.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, think about, like, Ava is in the worst position of all of you because the room where the person is having the breakdown is hers, but it's not her breakdown.
Well,
So yes. How do you all feel?
I got the weirdest scented like scent disperser now. You know, a silver a silver bench that smells like that lets your apartment smell of pears. You know.
Yeah,
It's been
It's
such a
quite a
weird
good deal.
day.
it has been. It's been such a weird 2 hours of a day. The day has yet to end. So
Day is yet to begin, really. 9 a.m.? That's
Yeah.
barely the start of the day.
yeah.
Time
So-
Clash and no good, very bad.
There's so much more that can go wrong between now and dinner time.
Yeah. You'll have several hours yet to go in this day. So yes, I'm very excited to see what happens after this point. Thank you for allowing me to do weird shit. I have feelings about those firefighters, but I guess we'll just have to learn what happens to them at a later point. So yeah, until our next session, where we get to discover what exactly happened to Devlin and why they're in your house. I'm gonna ask all of you lovely people to please let all of the lovely people in chat know who you are, what you do, and where people can find you. Starting with Victor.
Hi guys, I'm Victor. I use he and he and they pronouns, and I am a podcaster. You can hear me on Forgotten Eras, doing several things, and I am also a game designer and writer. So you can find my For the Honor expansion on my itch page. But also just feel it's game agnostic practically. Add cool mini games to all your games. That's what I say. Especially my regrets one. It's very good for character drama. And there should be a beach episode game, a whole game about playing a system agnostic beach episode event coming out soon. You should follow me on my Twitter at @VillainVicencio for updates.
Cool. Next, Amber.
Hello, I'm Robert Emerald. I use those two pronouns, and you can find me anywhere on the internet at Emerald, primarily Twitter. I'm gearing up for a bunch of projects in this new year, so check me out over there. That's all I got.
Nice. Thank you. Next, Katie.
Hello, everyone. I've been Katie Chin, she, her pronouns. I'm a comedian in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So if you are in this city, sometimes I'm out and about, but only when we're not in what is now a shutdown, not a lockdown, is what the government has specifically told us. Getting off topic. But yeah, I try and do open mics. There's one at Taco Taco on Mondays that's outside. If you like being outside in our negative 20 degrees Celsius wind chills right now. Online, if you go onto my Itch.io page, which is Itch.io Macaroni KTX, I'll put it in the chat. I don't remember my own Itch.io page. You can get But Dracula from me, a clown and vampire RPG. Only you are the one who, I don't remember the spiel. But you're a clown and you have to take on Dracula. And that's me.
And that link is macaronyx .itch.io. Only the great clown Pagliacci can... Okay, cool. Only the great clown Pagliacci can chase the vampire away. The thing is, You are Pagliacci. Cool. All right, I'm in. Thank you for that. And last but not least, Iori.
Kusano Iori, they them pronouns, Clarion West class of 2017. Find me at kusanoiori.com and on Twitter at Iori Kusano. That is IORI. There are no L's in my name, and I'm sick of Lori Kusano getting credit for my work.
Thank you. And as for me, I am Brandon O'Brien. Pronouns he, him, or they, them. I am the designer of Soundclash. And it is still being held together by duct tape and gum, but I like what it looks like, and I can't wait for it to physically exist. I am, among other things, a writer, poet, and game designer from Trinidad and Tobago. You can find me on Twitter at The Rising Tides. On my own Twitch stream, twitch.tv/The Rising Tides, where I play tactics games that are designed around the Power Rangers gimmicks. And my own itch.io page, therisingtides.itch.io, where I have all kinds of cool things that you can get your hands on, including Red Delicious, a game about going on a terrible date with someone who may or may not be a vampire. So if that's your jam, I think that you should do the thing. Also, yes, I'm being reminded in the chat that I the former poetry editor of the Hugo Award-winning Fire, a magazine of black speculative fiction, who you should be subscribed to if you're not yet already, so please do that. Because the Hugo Award-winning magazine, Fire, a magazine of black speculative fiction, so please do that. So yes, thank you so very much for playing with me this evening. I'm very excited to pay off some of the shenanigans that we have now encountered. I had no idea you were going to keep the bench, so now I have to figure out what happens to the bench. So those are notes that I'm taking tonight. But until that next session, I would like you all to tell of these lovely people in chat good night. And I will see you all very soon. But I will be disappearing for now as I come over here. Hi everybody, and thank you again for joining us for tonight's session of Soundclash the Clampdown. OBS wasn't cooperating. I guess the frequency wasn't ideal tonight. But I'm glad that we still got to do all of the things that I wanted to do this evening. And the other things that I didn't initially plan for us to do. Again, I need to figure out what we do with the bench now. But yes, this was loads of fun. I'm glad to be able to get to do these cool things with these folks again. And I'm very excited for our next game in February, the date for which I will announce very, very soon. As for other things that will be taking place on this channel, of course, there is typically no content on Monday. And let's just make sure of the calendar so I can remind all of you lovely people of all of the cool things that are coming up soon on this week. Right, so on Monday there will be no content, but on Tuesday, the Patreon-fueled chat shows and game of the month, which, as far as I'm aware, has not actually been selected yet, but please join us at 12 EST, at 12, is that my time, or I think that's, right, yes, 12 EST. For the Patreon-fueled chat shows and game of the month. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then on GOG, Pen and Pixels, D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh. So if you want to see more tabletop goodness, this time with Arv, please check that out as well. On Wednesday, Community D&D with Shadowed Mage, Dragon of Icefire Peak. I'm not sure if Shadowed Mage has resolved some of the PC issues that were occurring previously, but I hope, just for his own sake, that has been the case, because I would very much like for them to return to their D&D experiences, because those are often very, very cool. So that's tentative, so we will see more about that. Nothing on Wednesday or Thursday, but on Friday, more Golden Sun with Arv. Golden Sun is a very unique RPG, and I'm actually kind of digging watching. Wait, nope. I'm watching the wrong thing. Nope. That's on Friday the 28th will actually be Espa Genesis, sponsored by Alligator Island Entertainment. I saw the wrong thing. So that will be starting from 8:30 EST. So that will be a lot of fun. And then on Saturday, your other chance for you to see me this week, I will be GMing Tales from the Loop for Bag of Giving. Which will be a lot of fun to benefit the Reach Out Response Network, alongside players Darcy Little Badger, Primi Mohammed, Nathan Burjoyne, and our good friend Gregory A. Wilson. That's going to be really cool. I'm very excited to not only get back into Tales from the Loop weirdness, but to share an opportunity to do good work and benefit the Reach Out Response Network, which is also doing good work to reduce the amount of suck in the world, as some people would say. So definitely join us on Saturday for that. So without further ado, I'd like to thank all of the lovely people who passed through tonight's stream. Thank you again to Arvin Elleron, to Gregory A. Wilson for giving us the opportunity to have Soundclash on this channel. I'm very grateful to be able to share this wonderful, weird thing with you all. Thank you again to the mods, Arudinal X4 and Triffid Emats, for making sure that the chat is always clean and tidy and no weirdness takes place. As Greg always says, you're the best mods in the business, and that's the God's honest truth. And thank you so much to all of the users that passed through this evening, including Amaraz, Black Fury CH, Cedric Lanks, Crit Twitch, Diginferno, Arabs, iShield2222, Phonetic, Garlic Tofu, Kusano Oyori, La _ Kaylee, Macaroni KTX, and Prince Justin. And of course, I saw some other people who were also here as well. If I'm not mistaken, my good friend Dritten Weeb was here earlier in the evening. And of course, the Neon Caster, our beloved Oliver Hoshizora, who is no longer with the band physically, but is still in Sonata 6 in spirit. And I'm very glad that Nathan came to watch at least a part of tonight's stream. So thank you so very much for checking us out again. And I hope that you won't be a stranger, because we miss you very much. But that's it for tonight. Again, you will see me next on Saturday for Tales from the Loop for Bag of Giving. But until that happens, I hope that you have a wonderful evening, a wonderful week, and I hope that you keep the frequency in your heart. Have a wonderful evening, friends.